Hi there! I have three main areas in my plant room. Today we will take a tour of the first area. I will give you an overview of all the plants. You'll see how they look like indoors in February in moderate climate, so you can decide which one you like and would like to care for yourself. Welcome to my plant room. I'm excited to show you around and share my love for plants. First off, let me introduce to my favorite plant with heart-shaped leaves, Anthurium clarinervium. This plant is truly one of the easiest Anthurium for beginners. I bought it 3 years ago and received it by post with 4 leaves. It constantly blooms. I even managed to call it and germinate its seeds. Next, let's take a look at my tiger. This big guy wasn't always this big. I got him as a very small baby 3 years ago. This variegated fern is easy to care for, but don't leave it without water for more than 2 days. It's always thirsty. It makes great hanging plant and adds some color and texture to my green space. Moving on, we have my bird feed table. The exhibition on this table is constantly changing. Today there are 4 plants on it and they all belong to my favorite aroid family. You see the dieffenbachia Tiki bloom? It grows so slowly for me. And since there are 10 varieties of dieffenbachia in my collection, I can compare them. So I'm already ready to give up and give the dieffenbachia Tiki in good hands. I can't grow Aglaonema Red army at room conditions. It yellows the leaves. Instead of new dark green foliage, it gives out a flower. On the left there are 4 young philodendron plants in one pot. In winter they practically don't grow and require treatment for thrips and spider mites. The fourth plant that I'm absolutely satisfied with is Pathiphyllum. It even bloomed for me last year. It grows well at an average pace. A very valuable plant for lovers of wide variegation. It doesn't need to be repotted. The size of the pot is optimal. To the left of the chair I have Hoya crinkle hanging. It blooms and smells of chocolate. This low maintenance plant should be repotted only when it outgrows its current container, so in about 3 years maybe. I find it very convenient. On the left I have Rhipsalis cruciformis, epiphytic cactus. Rhipsalis cruciformis needs shade exposure and warm weather. It doesn't resist temperature below 8 degrees Celsius, but I've got it by post by only +2 degrees Celsius and it survived 2 cold nights. Under the window I use every centimeter of valuable area illuminated by natural light. Here is Trementa triastar, dries out the tips of the leaves, but quickly overgrows with healthy foliage. Occasionally the leaves are almost green and slightly variegated, but this depends on the season. White-pink variegation always returns. This Scindapsus is an easy plant that requires little care. If left out of sight, it will convince from the pot and climb the walls and the surrounding objects. It firmly holds onto a glass vase. and it all started out so nice. This is what my basket looked like last year. And there is a small star of my collection of variegated plants, Monstera deliciosa alba variegata. This is a young plant, a sprout from a cutting. It is 7 months old, and here is his mom. I propagated it, and now I have about 10 plants in the house. The hardest part is keeping this plant actively growing all around the year. Otherwise, brown spots appear on the white parts of the leaves. And this usually happens in winter with short daylight hours. And of course, I can't live without coleus. I have so many of them. I advise coleus only to desperate growers. The plant is very demanding on lighting, and it's difficult to overwinter it in Europe. I saved them from powdery mildew and spider mites with regular treatments with neem oil. Alocasias remain my favorite plants, without which the atmosphere of the home jungle is impossible. But they are expensive and complex. I stopped collecting Alocasia at around 15 varieties when I realized that I won't be able to fulfill all their requirements. This blue plant quickly loses its appearance without support. It needs to grow strictly vertically upwards. I started collecting orchids half a year ago. You'll never lose by buying a few phalaenopsis. The only thing to do is to transplant them into a fresh substrate right away after purchase. I lost one because its roots rotted in the original moisture-absorbing substrate from the store. I am a fan of red aglaonemas. It's a red moon, and there is a red elephant in the other room. Okay, this one also not so bad. This plant requires a bit more care than some of the others, but it's well worth it for the unique look it provides. And finally, let me show you its flower. Well, that concludes our tour of my plant room. Thank you for enjoying me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my collection of plants. Remember to always enjoy and care for your plants, and they'll bring you joy for years to come. If you have any of these plants and any recommendation for me, I would love to learn something from you as well. If you want to support me to make a second tour in the future, please be generous enough to hit the like button and also share this video with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you don't want to miss next time I post similar content, please hit the subscribe button. I wish everyone to have a great day. Until next time, bye!